Welcome back to the Big Apple, New York City, Park Ave, and Vanderbilt Hall at Grand Central Terminal. Hello again, everybody. Mike J. Laneside alongside the bowling doctor, Jeff Mark, sitting in the most important chair in bowling.
That's because it's mine, Mike J.
16-time PBA Tour champion Jason Couch. Jason, we've crowned one champion in the under-14 girls division. Ashley Dunn has gone back-to-back, and now we look to crown the boys champion, under-14 division. I
got to imagine this should be an exciting match. It's got the big wheel out there, Wesley Lowe, two-handing it from the left side. And Pablo Cerda, I don't know him very well. He's down from south of me, and looks like he's pretty comfortable out there. I would expect to see some good bowling out there today, Michael. Well,
we've got about 13 minutes left in our warm-up period as Pablo Cerda and Wesley Lowe Jr. are warming up here at Grand Central Station. You're watching it live on Extra Frame. And joining us is the professor, Ron Hickland from Ebonite. Good afternoon, Ron.
Good afternoon, sir.
And we've got some great information via the Powerhouse Blueprint program about the lane condition and the bowling balls in play today.
Absolutely. We're going to take a look at Wesley Lowe, the two-hander today. We've got all his specs in here. We've got his cut-to-cut measurements, his PAP, his span, everything about the bowler there. We've also got the bowling ball that he'll be using. We've got the Mission 2.0. This is the layout that he's got in there today. It's a 4.5-inch pin with a 60 by 44 degree layout. One of the interesting things about the Powerhouse Blueprint program is we actually have the ability to show you what all the static weights are. So this is like his total top weight after drilling, his finger weight after drilling, his side weight. Jay, you know, with the 4.5-inch pin for a strong layout, especially for a two-handed lefty, he's trying to control that lane pattern again, huh?
Absolutely. We've seen that out of quite a few kids this week, is that they're going with the stronger pins and the stronger mass biases to kind of smooth everything out, kind of slow the ball down, and, you know, just watching this kid throw it, massive amount of torque at the bottom of the swing.
Yes, he does. Right here is a good example of the lane pattern that's actually out there. This is the actual long pattern that they're bowling on. Jay, why don't you take us through a little bit? What would you say, you know, if you're a high rev rate like Wesley, or even a medium rev rate like the other gentleman out there, you know, where would you play the lane at on this pattern like this?
Well, just looking at the pattern itself, I'm going to tell you that the lefties are going to play a little deeper in. They're going to want to sit it right on top of this mound of oil right here and try and create some hold. Where on the right side, it looks like it's a slight offset on the left, so you'd play a little closer to 10. Where I think Wesley's ball will probably cross around 14, 15 at the arrows, where Pablo will probably be right around 9, 10. Cannot miss out though. If you miss out on this pattern, it's jail. It's never going to hook back.
Yeah, we've seen that all week too. I mean, when the guys, if you make a mistake out here, you're going to pay dearly for it. You know, one of the cool things also we can do is we can actually simulate a shot going down the lane here, which is exactly what we've done for Wesley, to see exactly kind of how the ball should roll for him. And it's kind of just like you said, you know, once that ball gets outside the pattern, it makes a nice little move and kind of sets that right to the pocket.
Yeah, definitely. And I think for Wesley, it's all going to be about tempo today, not getting too fired up, because with the longer oil, he throws that ball too hard, you know it's never going to read.
Absolutely.
A couple of very interesting things about the Masters of the teen variety is that this tournament is conducted using only two bowling balls, the Ebonite Hardball and the Mission 2.0. As we get a look at Wesley Lowe Jr. and then the two lane choice patterns of 42-foot long and 35-foot short. So lots of interesting dynamics at play as the kids are bowling on different Kegel oil patterns and only have two strike balls to choose from.
Definitely levels the playing field, Michael, and a little surprised that Wesley went with the longer pattern, because correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Pablo beat him on the shorter pattern when we were at the bowling center?
I am not sure.
I mean, I'm pretty sure memory serves me correct, but I mean,
well, we were at the bowling center when they bowled their matches. They had long and short.
Right.
So.
But I mean, just look short versus long. It looked like Pablo
his
had
look was better.
Yeah,
I believe so.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens in this match. You know, you got to figure Wesley's going to be fired up, and I love to see the kid throw it. It's atomic fireball out there.
It sure is. Watching that ball go down the lane is definitely fun. You've bowled obviously with a lot of two-handed players. You know, not many left-handed two-handed players out there though.
Very, very few. The only one that really comes to mind for me is Cassidy Schaub. You know, and Cass could throw some strikes. You know, but you know, it's like anything else. He's like a home run hitter. You know, there's going to be some good weeks. There's going to be some bad weeks. But this kid Wesley's held it together all week. You know, if you're a tournament leader, you're obviously throwing it pretty darn well.
And here he is in practice from the side view. Look at the twin spinner from the left side. And the front view. Working both sides of the lanes here in the warm-up session. And Doc, for those that haven't seen Pablo Cerda, let's get a look at Pablo warming up here and get a sense of how he's going to attack things from the right side.
Well, we'll put it on split screen a little bit here for a while so we can see a little ball reaction. Getting right to the track.
To be expected on the longer pattern, obviously, but real smooth at the bottom of the swing. Doesn't try and work the ball too hard.
And on the opposite side, twin spinner lefty, Wesley Lowe. Feeling out the left and the right side here in this warm-up period.
One thing with this, our own lone lefty-righty match, is you have what you create. You're not going to be worried about what the other player's really doing. Unless they get to the point where their lines cross in the front part of the lane, but that's going to be it. That's the only chance we're going to have to see where one can affect the other. But this is how do you groom them in practice? How are you going to make them so that they're good for you? No one else is going to affect what you have but yourself.
The Mike J. Laneside at the 2011 Teen Masters. You're watching practice warm-up time for the Under-14 Division Boys Championship. We're at Vanderbilt Hall at Grand Central Terminal. I'm joined by the bowling doctor, Jeff Mark, 16-time PBA Tour champ Jason Couch, and the professor Ron Hickland from Ebonite University. Ron, what other toys have we got to play with and look at here with the
we got a couple other things. Right here, what you're being able to see is the track flare of the bowling ball. One of the interesting things about that is you can not only see the oil rings and where the oil actually is on the lane, but this is where the dry track flare. And one of the interesting things about that is the dry portion is what you don't see typically on the ball. But with the Blueprint program, we actually have the ability to show that as well. So it's pretty cool.
And
really neat.
We are looking at the actual bowling ball in virtual form that Wesley Lowe is going to be tossing during the competition.
That is correct. Yes, sir. It's the 2.0. That the
2.0, correct.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, you literally get to see it before you drill it. You know, it's quite an amazing program we have now.
A lot of different tools we can do with this thing. I mean, we can show you the inertial planes. You know, when you have a bowling ball and you drill it, you actually move these areas around on the bowling ball so you can see kind of where they are. That actually is used by your axis point. You can see how that follows those lines. You can see here that the axis point migration is following that green area. So really, really cool stuff. Something that we've known for a while but haven't really had the ability to really kind of put out there and show it to the public. So this is our first opportunity to do that. So, you know, this is really a cool program, and people are really buying it, eating it up right now. So it's a great thing.
So we could actually drill a ball for Mike J and have him as an exempt player at some point?
You're asking for a lot there. But, hey, you never know. You never know. With enough practice, possibly.
I would definitely dispel the myth that it's what the ball choice is. There's plenty of talent and skill involved with the greatest bowlers in the world, and my favorite story that I heard was something similar. There was a controversy in the swimming world, and someone asked Michael Phelps about the controversial new swimming suits, and Phelps just happened to have a pair of the trunks that he used during competition, and they said, well, the suit does all the work. So he took the suit and he threw it in the pool, and then he stared at it. And the obvious reference was you got to put somebody in it to make it happen.
Yes,
and
sir.
that's the same thing with applying bowler skill and experience to a highly attuned piece of bowling equipment. Kirk Von Kruger, the tournament director, has indicated that not only has Wesley Lowe chosen the long pattern, or rather Wesley Lowe chosen the long pattern for this match, but he will open up. He will bowl first. And there he is, Wesley Lowe, top seed. He was the leader after qualifying at Laurel Lanes in Maple Shade, New Jersey. 6 games on the long 42-foot pattern, 6 on the short 35-foot pattern, and 6 more on the mixed pattern. And he avoided the match play portion, seated directly here. And we're going to send Jackie Bowling on the scene to get a quick comment out of Wes and ask him why he chose the pattern. Go, Jackie.
Yes, we have Wesley Lowe laneside right now. The booth wants to know why you went with the long pattern today.
I felt like he had a little more hang if he missed it right, and I was comfortable with both patterns, so I just wanted to pick the one that he didn't do well on.
Look at that strategy, gentlemen. Well, good luck to you, Wesley, and good bowling today.
Thank you.
All righty. We look forward to that back to you guys.
That's Jackie Bowling with the Instant Powerhouse Report, and there's a little information. That's why we love Wesley Lowe.
I like it. He's fiery.
Yes, he is. He definitely is a fiery individual.
Under 14 division championship, and Jason Couch, that was one of the more remarkable things. We were set up at Laurel Lanes in Maple Shade, New Jersey, right on the approach, and it was so refreshing to have the interplay in the conversations with parents and under 14 division throwing out the bowling jargon and really getting a sense of knowledge of how their game and how the equipment together created the result they were looking for.
It's just unreal to me how young these kids are and how much they're experienced already. You know, it's like the kid's been on tour 5 years already, the way he just handled the interview.
Yep.
So God bless them, you know, and just got immense talent and just working hard at it. You know, back in the day, I had the 2-ball bag with the shoes over the shoulder, and that was about it for me, you know. So they're definitely more experienced these days.
Big thanks to Ron Hicklin for joining us in the pregame show. For more information on that unbelievable new blueprint program, see it before you drill it, visit powerhousebowling.com, and we will have Ron Hicklin featured during the pregames of our other 3 big matches coming up today. Later, starting at 4 Eastern, we'll have the girls' high school division championship, and then we'll have the boys' high school division championship. And then the boys champion and the girls champion will square off a 2-game best-of-2 matchup to decide who will earn the $64,000 Ebonite Scholarship. And you can watch it all live today on Extra Frame on 42nd Street in Midtown Manhattan. Final warm-up tosses. Has a couple of minutes of warm-up remaining for Wesley Lowe Jr. We just got a look into the mind of Wesley Lowe as to why he chose the long pattern. And Bowling Doctor, you were a bit stymied by the decision that Wesley Lowe made.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, when he bowled the last 2 times I've seen him at other tournaments on the short, he threw plastic and urethane. With that high rev rate and everything, I could definitely see him wanting to bowl on the long. If he feels his opponent's weaker on the long, then I could see his decision making. The more dynamic balls with his rev rate are a lot harder to control on the shorter pattern, especially if he's more comfortable throwing plastic.
Oh, and I think that on behalf of Wesley, I could tell you that I would do the same thing. If I'm comfortable on both patterns and I know my opponent struggles on one of them, darn right, I'm going to fire him right in there.
You know what he's bowling, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he did good on both patterns, but I would put him stronger on the long than I would on the short. I think he's more comfortable on the long also. That's just my opinion, and if you read your opponent weaker on one pattern, yeah, your opponent's bowling on that pattern for sure.
Jason Couch, over the last couple of years on the national tour, Jason Belmonte, Cassidy Schaub, and others, now left-handing from your side of the lane.
Yeah, you're starting to see the 2-handers come around quite a bit more often, and you know, I mean, Wesley's not a big frame guy. You know, he's kind of small, and you know, if he can generate more power by using the 2 hands, which it certainly appears that way, that you know, it's the right way for him to go.
Have you ever missed with both paws on the rack?
I have not, sir. I can barely stand up and chew gum at the same time. You think I'm going to throw one 2-handed?
Wesley Lowe getting a big round of applause from the nice crowd assembled here at Grand Central Terminal. We are literally steps from 42nd Street in New York City. If we exit right out, you see 42nd Street. That is right out to 42nd Street. Catch a cab, you're 5 minutes, you're in Times Square. Go to the right, take a train anywhere in the Northeast, Doc, and you can get anywhere you need to go.
Anywhere you want.
We are here in between the two at Vanderbilt Hall. It is just beautiful. 50-foot ceilings, unbelievable ornate chandeliers here. You look up into the ceiling and it is just beautiful sculptures and frescoes and old-style clocks as the good citizens of New York City and the hustle and bustle of Midtown Manhattan are right before our very eyes, and right before their very eyes is about to start the under 14 boys championship match. Wesley Lowe said, I'm going to start this one off, and we will see the 2-hander from Palmdale, California, our #1 seed after qualifying after 18 games on the long, short, and mixed patterns. Here he is, Wesley Lowe Jr. Opening shot, best of 2 game match. Didn't like it. Opens with a 6-8 pocket split.
Michael, do you think there's something in the water in Palmdale, California? Ashley Dunn just won.
Dunn, yeah.
Wesley's from the same part of town.
Somebody's raising the boulders right out there in Palmdale. How about that? Lowe gets the conversion. That looked like some sweet roll out of the backside. Didn't you make a 4-7-10 in that fashion?
That I did, bouncing her out of there. One side note, actually Mark Baker coaches Wesley as well.
There is something in the water. Now our first look at Pablo Cerda after the big break from Lowe. He has a spare. Cerda out of Sunrise, Florida, opening shot.
You know what I think it is the fact that these kids probably saw Mark working with me and thought, man, if he can fix that guy.
They were running to him.
Doctor, any predictions on this match? You're 0 for so far.
Thanks. I don't want to put the kiss of death on somebody, but how can you not favor Wesley Lowe? He's been solid throughout the entire tournament. He actually dominated this division, led it by a ton. And how can you not go with him?
Michael?
I have to agree. Lowe actually led 3 of the 4 divisions here. Open frame for Cerda. Big mistake, hooking at the single pin. Lowe, I believe, would have been top 5 in the high school boys division. And his average overall was better than the high school girls and the under 14 girls, and he led the under 14 boys. Gotta like Lowe. His favorite PBA bowler that he lists is Norm Duke. Here's the 8th grader at Coral Springs Charter School. Strong move to the pocket, but a little light double wood for Lowe, so a couple challenging spares for Wesley. Do us a favor if you're out there watching live coverage of this Teen Masters. Help us social network. Help us by posting on your status that you're watching live coverage of the Teen Masters. And if you would include a link, it's www.extraframe.tv. We're broadcasting all day today from Grand Central Terminal. A confident stroke and a couple of 8 spares for Wesley Lowe Jr. Getting his feet under him here, under the lights at Grand Central. Affable young man. Fun to chat with, fun to watch compete. Now Cerda doesn't want to get in the hole early. He's up in the second after the open frame. And the first shot sailed left, and that one sails washout territory.
Yeah, one of the things we pointed out in the pregame was the fact that, you know, you miss out on this pattern, you're going to pay for it.
42-foot Kegel long pattern. Bowling Doctor, what are we bowling on, and what type of lubricity are we facing?
AMF HPLs, and we are on Kegel Infinity Oil, and it is 42 feet long.
So 9-9 makes 18 for Cerda. Wesley Lowe has 18. Got the break on the 6-8 in the first. Converted the double wood spare in the second. He's looking to shred his first rack. We're looking for the first strike here. Game 1, best of 2 in the boys under 14 championship. Third frame, game 1. Nice shot of the release and the head up of Lowe, and a 9 count as he's getting closer to the pocket.
You know, the one thing Wesley really needs to work on is just making sure his feet stay really slow, because he doesn't want to get over top of that shot.
Clean and green for Wesley Lowe Jr. Spare, spare, spare for 3. If there's something on your mind today for the Bowling Doctor or 16-time champ Jason Couch, become a fan of the PBA on Facebook. Got a picture of Pablo and Wesley at the top of our wall, and there's a comment box underneath. Question, comment? Let us know, and we'll make you a part of today's program. Cerda looking for his first mark, third frame. In the early going, Doc, you got to like Wesley Lowe's decision put Pablo on the long pattern.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer when it comes to if that's what you feel. That's an absolute 100% no-brainer.
Jackie Bolin getting the comments from Wesley Lowe during our Powerhouse pregame show. And we got a look at the inside of Wesley's bowling ball. Now, Serta trying to get on the board. And a spare. Serta trails by 19 pins. This is a best-of-2 matchup, meaning you have to win 2 games for the title. In the event the players are tied 1-1 after 2 games, we will have a sudden death roll-off for the title. As we saw earlier, Ashley Dunn became back-to-back under-14 girls champion. Still looking for our first strike, frame 4 of game 1. Wesley says sit, and sure does. Pocket splash. There's a great example of Wesley Lowe Jr. laying it to the pocket. Little guy with a big power punch with those 2 hands.
Sort of looked a lot closer to the pocket that last shot. I imagine he's got to get dialed in soon. Well, as you guys know, the kids were limited to 2 bowling balls this week for their strike ball. One is a hard ball, one is a Mission 2.0. Leveled the playing field quite a bit, and the kids seemed comfortable with the equipment, which is a good thing. And it was just good to see them stay aggressive out there.
So Wesley Lowe in the driver's seat. Clean through 3, striking the 4th, looking for his first double in the 5th. Turned his head. 5-10.
Gotta keep those feet slow, little man.
Both of these players just 14. Made the qualifying date for the under 14 division. Oh, he almost bounced it out. Again. Bowling Doc will see Wesley in the upper division next year.
Time to move on up.
Pablo Serta listens to Usher and Pitbull. He needs a little Pitbull on him if he's going to go up against Lowe.
Pitbull, you have that in your iPod, Jay?
No, sir, not that I can say so at this time.
That can always be arranged.
How do you live without some Usher and Pitbull?
Old school, baby, old school.
On the outside, Pablo Serta picks up a spare. Jeff Mark, Allison Seidel, fan of the PBA on Facebook, says this match is turning out to be much different than the girls under 14 match. The change in pattern shows the difference, but Wesley also makes it look easy.
Well, speed and rev rate can change a lot of things, and he's got some RPMs, obviously, and when you're able to do that, you're able to create a lot of things. And obviously, if you watch the girls, the rev rates are much, much lower. So their balls are less angular. They're going to be weaker down the lane. They're not going to be able to throw them as much left to right or right to left, depending for Wesley. And power and speed. We know about that, Mr. Couch. Power and speed.
You know, we all know a little bit about that. It's you know, he's using it to his advantage.
Yep.
You know, and I think it's all about knowing the game itself. He's, you know, you can see he's already slowly moving in with his feet. He understands that he's changing the lane on his own.
Yep.
Smart little fella.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Very sharp, and it's one of the things I'm really, really surprised that we don't see more girls developing the two-hand style because of what you can create with it. So.
Spare for Pablo Serta. He trails by 21 pins after 6 frames in this best-of-2 matchup. First player to win 2 gets the title. In the event of a 1-1 tie, we'll have a sudden death roll-off. We saw 3 exciting roll-offs yesterday in boys and girls high school action. And we've already seen one today as Ashley Dunn has the under-14 girls trophy in her hands right now. Lowe looking for the first double, up 21, can extend to 31, 7th frame. And that he does. Nice crowd and a lot of applause rattling the rafters and the marble here at Vanderbilt Hall at Grand Central Terminal. And Pablo Cerda's got to find a way to figure it out. He owns a high game of 277 and a high series of 737 in his bowling days. And a strike on the board.
There you go, young man. Settle the nerves a little bit, finally get one in there.
Pocket shot and a look at the scoreboard here hanging above this great bowling installation. Single lane installation, manual pin setters, manual ball return. You see all the great staff here at the Teen Masters in the yellow shirts, getting the players their bowling equipment returned and setting the pins. Wesley Lowe is up 31 and he's on a double, 8th frame. Turkey.
You know what? This kid's getting coached by Mark Baker. He better keep striking because that guy's not cheap.
No.
Mark Baker affecting himself not only at the top of the bowling world with the greatest bowlers in the world in the PBA, but he works with youth and league players, and you call him and he'll answer his own phone.
You know, it's just the guy has such a passion for the game and wants to see his students get better. And I work quite a few clinics with him every year, and it's just great to see that kind of passion to get guys to, you know, to get the kids to improve. You know, Del Warren's a lot the same way. He just loves the game.
Jeff, Mark, Pablo Cerda rolling the 2 there, gets a double.
Good shot. Good shot. Nice and smooth, letting it roll. Seeing two players attack him completely differently, one from the left, one from the right. Power and speed and finesse on the other side.
Wesley Lowe Jr. on a turkey. He owns 2 800 series at the age of 14. Oh, ham bone in Vanderbilt Hall. 4-bagger. Rather solid.
We were waiting for this to happen, and we knew it would happen.
We knew it going in. He dominated under 14 division. His average was actually would have led 3 of the 4 divisions and would have placed him in the top 5 in the upper division of the boys' Teen Masters. Cerda flat 10s there, ends his string at 2. But as we saw yesterday, things can change quickly. We had a lot of matches that flip-flopped as the lane conditions changed. But as the bowling doctor mentioned earlier, this is our first lefty-righty matchup, so the players' lines not affecting each other.
You know, the only thing I could see happening is if they start crossing paths around the middle of game 2. But I mean, Wesley's in already, but to me it looked like Cerda's chasing a little right, just trying to stay finesse and up the lane.
Yep, you are correct.
42-pin lead for Lowe, looking for more. He turned his back on it, but I don't know why. Dead, solid, nuts-driven strike, 5 in a row.
I mean, when I turn my back, it's usually Tonka Tutu. That's 10 in the pit.
Tonka Tutu.
What?
That's my new favorite phrase. Wesley Lowe in command here. Game 1, best of 2 to determine our under 14 boys champion here at the 2011 Teen Masters as we wide out.
Going for a little ball change, boys.
Look at that. He's going for info early.
Moving around. He's moving back. Moving back to the left. Oh.
Little area test with the hard ball.
See, for all those fans out there that always said the lefties are never searching for anything, there you have it.
Many myths dispelled here at Grand Central. So Wesley Lowe is shot 224. Cerda with an opportunity to just kind of find the pocket because he'll need to win game 2. 224 on the board for 14-year-old Wesley Lowe Jr. Coming in the heavy favorite today. But as we mentioned yesterday, things can turn quickly, and Serta, if earlier today and yesterday are any indication, it is distinctly possible to come back and find the lane condition coming back your way once you settle in. He needs to win game 2 to force a roll-off, and he's got one shot here to kind of line himself up for game 2. So he moved a little further in there. So final score 224-169. Wesley Lowe Jr. is up a game, and Jackie Bowling's down there with him for a Powerhouse report. Go, Jackie.
Wesley, you've locked down that first game. What do you have to do for this last game to become that division champion?
Make my adjustments right away, because I saw yesterday that the people who won the first game were throwing the ball really bad the second game. So I'm trying to make a quick adjustment from the shots, and hopefully it works.
I noticed you made a ball change. Is that something you're going to go with?
Maybe if the lanes break down or if I have problems.
Okay, that is your Powerhouse report. Back to you guys.
That is one level-headed 14-year-old. You might as well be talking to Amleto Monticelli.
I'll tell you what, that's pretty amazing for a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah. For sure. Very comfortable in his surroundings.
Opening game 2 for Wesley Lowe Jr. He's a JAT, JST, JBT Open Division titleist as a 13-year-old. Pounds the pocket, rings the 7 to open game 2.
Got the spare ball in hand, trying to convert the 7-pin.
Nice spare as well. Jason, what did he do with his delivery to knock down that 7?
He actually just kind of flattened everything out. Still throws it two-handed, but just kind of comes straight up the back of it. Doesn't rotate the fingers at all, and he looked a little worried about that one. But what did you call it? Skinny jeans?
Skinny jeans. We miss our good friend Rob Stone and Randy Peterson.
Looks like he's actually chasing it back to the right a little bit, which I think is the play. I think he needs to get a little closer to the friction.
Mark Myers, friend of the PBN Facebook, says Wesley Lowe, such a stud, rep in SoCal. You ain't just whistling Dixie, Mark Myers. But game 2 is even. Pablo Serta needs it to force a roll-off for the under 14 Division Boys Championship. Little shoe brush, pre-shot routine for Wesley Lowe Jr. If you met him, you become a fan. He's up a game even here in game 2. 2-game match to determine our titleist. And Wesley Lowe brings it back. Confident stroke.
How does he do it? That smaller kid with the big wheel.
Sort of tries to fit it in, but no luck. Benefit of the tournament leader was to choose the oil pattern. Wesley Lowe decided to go with the long. The qualifying portion was the first 6 games on 42-foot long pattern, the second 6 games on 35-foot short pattern. In the third 6-game block and in the match play, it was mixed pattern, left long and right short. Spare for Serta, 1-lane configuration here, so higher seed gets the choice of lane pattern, and it was a big choice for Wesley Lowe Jr.
Keep the train a-rolling, Mike J. That's what this kid needs to do. Keep the train a-rolling.
Spare strike. Lowe trying to put the first double on the board here. Little train station announcement caused attention for the moment, but flick and fire. And double. Little train announcement. No biggie. Take a break. Set yourself. Fire the rock. Lowe doubles. He's up 13 here in game 2. With a 2-game sweep, he would become the Team Masters Under 14 Boys Champion. There is Pablo Cerda out of Sunrise, Florida, 14 years old. Likes bowling doubles. Watches Norm Duke out on the PBA Tour. Another 3-6-10. Crowd trying to get behind him.
Bowling doctor, would you be in agreement that he should be further right, just trying to use the friction to his advantage?
Yep. Yeah, his ball has to see the friction. Absolutely has to.
And slides by. A little too far inside on the long pattern to have it pick up and read and catch the 3-pin. So now Wesley Lowe in the driver's seat with a turkey here if he strikes in the 4th frame. And split.
First one he's kind of come up in and out of.
Yep.
Stay down and through it.
So Wesley picks up the count. 75 open through the 4th, and at least for Cerda, Wesley Lowe will not be the A train just storming through Grand Central. There is an opportunity for Cerda here to step up and assert himself. He's 43 open through 3, working the 4th frame, down a game in this best of 2. And as happens often when your opponent gives you a little chance,
step right in, take advantage.
So Cerda puts a strike up. He trails by just 12 with a chance to eat into that lead as Lowe now on an open frame. So Cerda with a bit of optimism. Wesley Lowe toes the line in the 5th. And back in the pocket, but rings a 7.
Good comeback shot after that one he didn't stay down on.
Yep, great shot.
Wesley lists Jason Belmonte, no surprise, as his favorite PBA bowler, and Rhino Page on the left side. Oh, open frame. So now Pablo Cerda can step up and double here and take the lead. I was going to say, what happens when you cross Jason Belmonte with Rhino Page? You get a 2-handed bowler on the left side and the person of Wesley Lowe Jr., but missed single pin in a split now puts Cerda at an opportunity to step up and strike and get back into this match. Game back on here at Grand Central.
Double dribble.
Doesn't get the 10. With a spare, he'll trail by 1. He shot right side spares earlier in the 2nd and 3rd. No problem. Very confident stroke on that 10-pin.
Time for Wesley to regroup here, Michael, and just get back to doing his business.
Asked Wesley what kind of music he gets into. He said, anything good. Enjoys running. He's up by 1 pin in 1 game, working in the 6th. Way outside. So Doc, is Wesley Lowe seeing a little bit of lane transition?
A little bit. I mean, it's a couple bad shots, and might be seeing obviously it's transition time. So I think he's getting a little bit. He threw a little questionable, and I also think the lane is changing a little bit.
And spare for Wesley Lowe. He maintains a 1-pin lead as the tapestry of humanity continues here at Grand Central Station as folks entering the building from 42nd Street and also from the main concourse here, and some stopping by to take a look at the spectacle that is the 2011 Teen Masters. You're watching it live with us on Extra Frame. Pablo Cerda now up, trailing by 1 in the 6th. Cross and a break. Serta can step up in the 7th and take a lead, so he's still in this game.
Out of all the matches, I thought that the breakdown wouldn't happen to one of the players. This was it after what he said in his interview. Better shot.
And double
Getting
wood.
closer.
He does kick the 10 out. With the count, Serta now has the lead on the bench, assuming a spare. So as a player sitting on the bench to get a life injection of opponent helping you out a little bit, something Serta needed desperately. Covers the spare, does Wesley Lowe Jr. Now Pablo Serta, for the first time this afternoon in Midtown Manhattan, steps up a 1-pin leader. He needs this game to force a sudden death roll-off in the under 14 boys championship. Inside, quality shot, much better shots, doesn't shake the 7.
No, that was actually one of the best shots he's actually thrown in this match. You know, now just get your spare. You're in the lead. No mental breakdown.
Liked his approach at that. He had the release where the ball just kind of just deadens down the lane and doesn't spin.
Take all the error out of play.
So now Lowe on the opposite side of the spectrum faces a deficit for the first time today. Looking to sweep Pablo Serta Jr. and claim the 2011 Teen Masters Under 14 Boys title. 8th frame. Hit. Oh my, are you familiar with that hit, Mr. Jason Couch?
You know, if you heard me talk about it, I never get one of those, but you know, you tend to get them sometimes. That's, you know, the famous rule, the 2-pin is the Thomas Jones, you know, strike. I think I kinda like Pablo's chances here of hitting the pocket. He's calmed down. He looks like he's in the right part of the lane now. Uh-oh. Never got it to the spot, huh, Doc?
Nope, just didn't get to the spot at all.
So now on count, Serta's handed the lead right back to Lowe. And in order to stay just one behind, he's going to need to convert the baby split. And he kills it. Doesn't get it. So open frame, 130 open through 8 for Pablo Serta. And now Wesley Lowe Jr. steps up, the beneficiary of a 12-pin advantage and 1 game up in this 2-game match. With a strike, now the tide has turned, and Wesley can really, really put the stomp on if he can double in the foundation 9th frame. Didn't like it in a split. 7-8. So teeter-totter. Now Lowe has to make this spare to keep his lead. .150 open. We have an even game 2. Serta right back into this game 2. He needs it to force a roll-off for the title. Serta gets a strike in the 9th and advantage Serta, as he will not be able to be shut out here. as Lowe can strike out for 180 and Serta can strike out in the 10th for 190. So Serta with a chance, and he will have the final say in the 10th. Here's Wesley Lowe. And another one! Roll it, brother! Roll the 3 twice.
I think both those shots were in the right zone, and I think the young man's a little fired up.
Yep.
Wesley Lowe Jr. bidding to go 2-0 and claim the title here. Strike in the 10th. Can take it off the sheet for 180. Oh, stone ocho.
The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away, sir. Counts mandatory here.
You bet, and it also sets up the possibility of a tie in game 2. With a spare, Lowe shoots 170, Serta pacing at 170. 170 for Wesley Lowe, he's in the clubhouse. If Pablo Serta steps up and doubles in the 10th frame, he will force a roll-off for the title. If he goes spare strike, we would have a roll-off first for game 2. No, a split. Now Pablo Serta must convert this split and strike on his fill ball. Anything less than Wesley Lowe is our champion. Wesley Lowe, you are the under 14 boys champion at the 2011 Teen Masters. Let's go to Jackie Bowling, the powerhouse lane side, and she will catch up with our champion.
Wesley, you converted the 6-8 split in the first game. You ran over, or you fought for the second game. Great bowling this week. Tell us what you did and how.
I was just relaxed, try to pick up spares, and don't get angry on bad shots. That last shot, I was a little angry, but it didn't really matter. As long as I got the spare, put it close.
Now you're the first one to shut out 2 games to none. How does that feel?
Really exciting. Now I'm the first one, now everyone might try to do that too.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Lowe. Can I please have your autograph later?
I don't know.
All right, congratulations. You are the 14 and under division champ.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, back to you.
Wesley Lowe Jr., how do you not enjoy both watching him compete, but just the honesty at the backside is so refreshing.
Congratulations to that young man. Impressive bowling for sure.
Bowling doctor, it came down to really leading the qualifying, and Wesley Lowe put himself in the driver's seat and allowed himself to pick the pattern, and then he made the most of it.
Yes, he did. I mean, what a performance. He knew what he had to do. He was ahead of the breakdown the whole time. He kept it in play, never played through the face, made great shots. What can you say? It was a great game plan, great, smart. Thought his opponent was weak on the long pattern, and he's got a W.
We have 2 champions in the under 14 division. Ashley Dunn from Palmdale, California is our girls winner, and from Palmdale, California, Wesley Lowe Jr. has won a title. Under 14 boys Teen Master, and you saw it live on Extra Frame, a program note. We've got more great matches coming up for you today at 4 p.m. Eastern. We look forward to the high school girls championship, where number 6 seed Rachel Vaughn will take on the number 2 seed Gabriella Mayfield, followed by defending champion Zach Hattori in the boys high school division. He will take on the number 6 seed Tommy Genova, live all day today from Vanderbilt Hall at Grand Central Terminal. Big thanks to producer Jason Thomas, the powerhouse Jackie Bowling, tournament director Kirk Von Kruger with help from his lovely bride Mary, And Jason Couch, Ron Hicklin, the bowling doctor, Jeff Mark. He is currently sitting in the most important piece of office furniture, the most important chair in bowling.
That's because it's mine, Mike J.
This is Mike J. Laneside. Get out and throw the ball this week. Enjoy the great sport of bowling with family and friends. And until we greet you again from Grand Central Terminal at 4 Eastern, we bid you a pleasant good afternoon from the Big Apple.